Let's look at dividend and capital gains. Serena was single and lived off an inheritance. Her gross income consisted solely of $90,000 in dividends and long-term capital gains. She had no adjustments to her gross income, but had $12,000 in itemized deductions and a personal exemption of $4,050. How much tax does she owe? So let's first figure out her taxable income. Okay, so she's got no FICA because she's not working, so she has no FICA. So there's no FICA, okay, because she has no wages. So no work, she's not working. So we're going to take her taxable income, which will be her amount that she has, 90,000, minus the deductions here. So we have $12,000 in itemized deductions minus $4,050. Okay. Oh, I need squiggly equals. I don't need a squiggly equals there. So 90,000 minus 12,000. That's 4,050. So she would have 73,950 dollars in taxable income. So now, because her income is all dividends and long-term capital gains, she pays tax at special rates on these type of income. The 0% rate for dividends and long-term capital gains applies to the income which she would have been taxed at 10% or 15%. If it had been ordinary income, like, so basically, let's go back to this table here. These areas, she's not being taxed on. She's not being taxed in these 10 and 15%. Okay. So the rest of her income is taxed. So basically, the first bit, you can put zero. It's going to be zero, but 0 times 37,950 because she's not being taxed. I'll write a note here. Not being taxed on 10% and 15% rate. Okay. So next, we're going to go to the next one. So it's going to be 25%. So it'll be 0.25 times the amount here. Now this 0.25 will cover her. That'll cover her. So she'll have 73,950 minus the 37,950. And so that's it there. So that's zero. So it'd be 0.25. She's getting taxed on this little bit that's over the 37,000. She's getting taxed on that. So she's getting $9,000 in tax. Okay. I made a mistake here. She's being taxed 15% for the rest of this. So 15%. I apologize about that. So 15% for all higher incomes. I made a mistake there. So it's 15% all higher except for the highest one. Okay. So I apologize about that. Dan didn't write the answer down yet. 15%, so $5,400. That's how much she's being taxed. So to find her rate, all we have to do is take the amount she was taxed divided by her gross amount. So 5,400 won't be nearly as much as the last one. Last one wasn't actually that high, but it's just going to be because there's not a lot being taken out due to taxes. So she's getting taxed. She got a rate of 6%. So the tax rate is 6%.